Hey everybody, and welcome to Binder Minder. And today is Mail Day. Mail Day basically just means that I've been hoarding and holding on to all of the mail that's come in for my wife and I's at least TCG love. Today we've got a pretty big stack. I think I mentioned it last week. I had put in quite a few orders for cat cards, so we've got a bunch of cat cards for my wife. Still have some more coming, and I got a couple other things that came in for stuff that I've got going as well, as far as my collections and stuff like that. So can't really waste too much time with this big of a stack, so we'll just dive into it. We'll get going. I'll start with these big stacks, and then we'll kind of end up with these last couple of things here. So put these off to the side. I think most of this stuff majority of it is cat cards. Not all of it is cat cards, but most of it's cat cards. So let's go ahead and get going here. I think these two orders came in together. So yeah, I spent a bunch of time. She wants to collect every cat card. Anything that has a cat card type at least. And I think currently, not counting Final Fantasy cards, which have a few cats in it as well, it's like 340 or 330 cards or something. It's a lot of cards, basically. It's going to be basically a full binder of stuff. But the thing is, that's funny about it, there are a few cards that are expensive, and we've got a couple of those already. Ocelot, Pride, and stuff like that. And there are 3 reserve list cards that are a little, well, $30 or $40 too. So they add up pretty quickly as well. But like 90% of the cards were under 20 cents, and maybe 80% were under like 5 cents. So, and be able to get those cards at a deal, because our local LGS, while I love them, they do a base price of 25 cents, which I don't blame them. I mean, I think if anybody's digging the cards up, that's probably the best thing to go about. So there's no point in trying to put in a big LGS order and stuff when it's going to increase the costs of what we're trying to do significantly, when it's like 300 cards that are 5-cent cards. So I've been chipping away at the list, trying to get rid of all those little small cards and some orders, and then we'll probably go pick up some at the LGS as well. Funny enough, this first card right here, though, just says Dragon, right? This came in, like I ordered it, this came in, and I was just baffled. I was like, I don't understand why I ordered this. I thought maybe I got the wrong card. No, this is correct. When you look this up on Gatherer, this is technically a cat dragon. They've just never printed a version of this card that actually shows cat dragon. So they've changed it at some point. They just haven't reprinted it since then for it to actually show it. So this is a cat dragon. You can kind of see it with the artwork. It's got a cat face and everything there. But anyhow, so we'll just go ahead and run through. Like I said, a majority of these are going to be cat cards. So I'll show them off here, but I'm not gonna read them all off. You guys know I'm gonna mess it all up. So some pretty cool cards in here, though. Herald of the Forgotten. That's kind of neat, especially up in the sky. It's funny, the cat beast. I don't think of a cat beast as being something that's flying. So I did on this order. I did add in 2 cards for myself. They had a really good price for this counterspell, this extended art counterspell from Commander Legends, I believe. And I'm a big fan of these. I spent a bunch of time trying to find one of these to toss in with an order a long time ago, and I did finally get one. They had one more, and I can't really turn it down. I use counterspell in a lot of decks. So there's another dragon card. I haven't looked this one up, but it is from the same set. It's from it's not Aether Drift. It's Aether Revolt, I think. Yeah, Aether Revolt. And this specifically is Aether Revolt Commander, I think. I could be wrong though. AFC. Liberated Livestock, Canopy Stalker. So many cats. That's kind of cool. Black Market Tycoon. So I think this and a couple of the other ones they're only available from Streets of New Capenna Commander decks only, which made them a little bit harder to come across. And then I tossed in this Fortified Village Surge Foil from Doctor Who. I use these quite a bit in decks that, you know, green-white, and they had it for a really good price. So put that with a stack of cat stuff. All right, so this stack right here, I believe this is all one order. It was a big order, and I felt bad when this one came in. To be honest, this came in, and maybe there's a few of these cards are not from them, but it was a very large order, and I think the total price was less than $5. I did pay shipping, but I sent them a nice thank you note and stuff afterwards, because yeah, it was less than $5 for the total order, and they had to ship it using 2 envelopes packed full, and thankfully we didn't have any issues or anything with that, and they shipped right away. But you know, that's one of those things. Or if you're a seller, you sell things, you know, especially below 10 cents. There's a reason why a lot of the big sellers don't sell anything below 50 cents or less sometimes. And what they do is they sell this bulk stuff, they just put it at 50 cents or 25 cents. Those people that are selling them at the actual market price, you know, 5 cents or whatever for those like bulk cards. The downside is if somebody trying to order a bunch like me goes through, you know, they're going to end up with a pretty big order, and hopefully they're, you know, covering their shipping costs and their time. You know, I don't really want to waste somebody's time or anything, but I am trying to get a good price whenever I can, you know. Bunch of cards in here. There's another one of those Streets of New Capenna Commander. I think this is actually one of the commanders from that deck. Yeah, I was just blown away at the number of cats there are throughout Magic. Just kind of littered throughout. I mean, you know, Modern Horizons 2. So many older cat cards as well. So many cool artworks, especially like I said, these old artworks. They're simple, but I really like those. Ikoria has a ton of cats in it. But yeah, they just kind of slip in throughout all the different sets. M21, M20, M19. I don't know what some of these symbols are from, older sets. And this is obviously something with the white border, so it means it's before what, 7? But pretty cool looking as well. Kind of look like a cat Ninja Turtle kind of looking thing. Watchers of the Dead. So yeah, big old stack of cats. Alright, what else we got here? More cats. Kind of neat. It's a landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, this gets +2/+2. It's a 1 cost, but it's not very strong without the +2/+2. I guess this would be a pretty good first round drop in some 60 card or something, but that's about it. Probably back then at least it was, because the next round you can hit with 2 at least. But Canyon Wildcat, Saber-Tooth Tigers, again, like I said, some of these older cards are probably the coolest ones. A cat monkey. That's I don't think I've ever imagined a cat monkey. So yeah, I think there maybe is one more cat card, but that is a giant stack of cards. And last week I had a whole bunch more for her as well. So anyhow, so I thought this one was really nice. Nice little thank you, so I left it in here. I did order myself up a Mox Jasper. And then to go along with it, I also got it's a minus Turth land. This is just one of those cards that for these Heir Apparent, the Templar Knights, the Tempest Hawk, any of those kind of decks where I'm playing a ton of small creatures. Anything that you're going to play a Delny in. This right here, you can, if you're attacking with a bunch of creatures, you can tap 2, draw a card, throw it on a land. Odds are you're going to have some sort of legendary creature, so this thing comes in untapped, hopefully. And then, of course, the Mox Jasper. This one specifically, so I did already get one. This one is one with the showcase frame for the collection of all the Tarkir. So we'll get into that here in a minute. I'm kind of down to the cards that are going to be expensive in the Tarkir stuff. And by that I mean, $7, $8 or more. And a few of those are obviously pretty more expensive. But at least this Mox Jasper, though, was one of the bigger cards chipped off there. I picked this thing up for $14, which I don't think was too bad of a deal. For this treatment here, not bad of a deal at all. So this one right here, Academy Ruins. So I've got my Iron Man deck that I've been kind of chipping away at. I originally was planning on doing the Secret Lair version of the Academy Ruins. And that thing has just continued to go up in price since I added it to the deck. Since I built the deck, months and months ago when Iron Man came out. I think that landed up being $25 right now. And Academy Ruins is in a few different commander decks, including this is what, Duskmourn? Yeah, I think it's Duskmourn. The point is, it was in one of the precons, and I picked this thing up for less than $5. It was like $4.50 or $4.25 or something like that. Big price difference. I was able to knock $20 off of the amount that I need to finish that Iron Man deck, which currently is the only deck that I'm kind of working on, but I'm not, hitting it too hard. Scrawling Crawler. This is on my short list of cards that I wanted to get. I specifically wanted this borderless version. I have a regular version. I just really like the artwork, and it also kind of fits with a couple of the decks that I run, which force people to get card draw and stuff, so this is just going to ping more. And then the Avacyn, Angel of Hope. This is the last card we needed for the Innistrad Remastered poster treatment, the showcase. Borderless, I think is what they actually listed at. And then, along with the Mox Jasper, I did get Draco Genesis. This was more expensive. This was a big hit. This is one of the bigger ones to pick up. So, like I said, just chipping away. It just happened to be those 4 cards specifically. Somebody happened to have all of these, and it was another one of those situations where they had like $3 or $4 in shipping, I think, but it made everything cheaper. Maybe it wasn't even that much in shipping, but it did make everything cheaper, and they were shipping from my state, so it didn't take as long to get here. And then for the last one, I've got 1 cat card and 1 card for me. So we got Regal, Caracal. Funny enough, it's a Foundations card. You'd think that between my wife and I, we would have opened it by now. We haven't. It is a rare, but... So 1 cat card out of the way, and then I got the Kitsa Otterball Elite, and this is the last one I needed for the Bloomborough Showcase. This company, though, Swifty Things, I just had to show this off because they actually shipped the thing in their sleeve. I thought that was pretty cool, nice little branding thing. Their packaging was really nice, had a nice envelope. Everything matched their color theme. I think it was like a bluish color, and then of course they had this in their sleeve as well. Nice treatment. Anyhow, I'm gonna go and get these things sleeved up and then scanned in for my stuff, and we'll put this stuff aside for my wife's deck, and then we'll be back when I get the binders out, and we'll get everything put in. See how we're doing on the collections. We'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. We know we don't have any special guests, so we can kind of skip past all that. I know every week I look at these things and I just got to get down on myself a little bit, where I've got so many I've got to get, and it doesn't stop. Well, I guess it does stop. We don't have any special guests in the Final Fantasy set, so that is at least a change for the good for now at least. One small break at least, but that Edge of Eternities is coming after that, and I'm sure that's going to have special guests. So I did finally, I think in between last week and this week, I believe, is when I actually went through and organized all these things into the correct order. And for these cards, these Tarkir cards, the showcase treatments, I actually went through and dug out all the versions from my cards themselves to kind of, finally get all this dialed in to just the stuff I needed to order. So as you can see over here with the what were these called? The Ghost Fire treatments and stuff. I believe, I don't remember if there's one more or not, but obviously there's 5 up here that we need. And yeah, like I said, I went into this one, I just picked these up because they were cheap. I don't know if I'll ever actually try to complete this set. The Ugin is really expensive, the Elspeth is expensive, and they've come down quite a bit, so there's still a possibility, but not in a big rush. That said, when it comes to the other stuff, I do have 2 cards we're going to drop in here. Let's see if we make any progress on this page. So number 300, this is 302, 299. We are good. Got one in there. So we're down to 1 on that page already. And this page here has got 2. I'll let you take a look at it there. There's 2 left here. And then over here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe this is the last card. I'm pretty sure. And speaking of, 326, 324, this Mox Jasper goes right here. So we're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 cards left. That's not too bad. Not too bad. But I do believe, like I said, all of those are at least $70 or more. So not in a big rush. These still do have to dropping down. Final Fantasy still coming out, and yeah, I mean it takes a set or two sometimes for some of these cards to kind of start to hit their bottom. And when I'm collecting like this, I'm not necessarily in a big rush to get this stuff finished up. I'd rather get a good price than get it right away. Anyhow, I have no Imagine Critter cards right now. I think I've got one coming. And then we have the showcase. So I'll go here to the end, show you guys all this. This is the end of it. There's nothing missing there. Nothing missing here. We just have one card missing over here. And that card is the Swifty things now. The Kitsa Otterball Elite. And that is going to go in here alongside of the other Kitsa Otterball Elite. I didn't pick this one up as a foil. I've been picking most of these up as foils, but a couple of these that are expensive, I've just not bothered. Foils have been really expensive with these. So I got a Kitsa Otterball Elite here, and then I have the signed artist proof, and I guess I could pull that out. So David Peterson signed this, shipped it to us, and then the backs on these things are blank. With most artists, if you pay more, they'll actually do a nice little drawing on the back as well. But because I'm not putting them in like the old school double-sided clear binders, you can't really see both sides of that anyhow. So I'm pretty good with this. And let's be honest, this is a little bit more in my budget compared to the having the artwork on the back as well. That said, we are completely complete on this Bloomborough little offshoot that I started, at least as far as those showcases go. We still have a bunch of these Imagine Critters to go, but we'll get there. I think the most expensive one of these, ironically, is the Birds of Paradise that I already have. It's just in my Birds of Paradise collection. Anyhow, I don't know if we have anything else that goes in this binder. The only card I have left is this Avacyn. So no, we're in the rest of this is all of the you can have any number in your deck. So I'm going to switch binders. I'll be right back. All right, we're back in the original binder, the OG. Still have not ordered that last Aether Drift. It is coming down in price, so I've just been kind of hesitating. I'll be honest with you, I've even toyed around with the idea of picking up the Japanese one because it's pretty cheap for the Radiant Lotus. But like I said before, I do want to use it in a deck eventually, so I don't know. Transformers, these are all done. Godzilla cards are all done. All the Fallout cards I wanted to have are here, except for the ones that are in decks. Mystical Archives, down to what, 4 cards now? 1, 2, 3, 4. But I don't have any of those. In fact, that the Dark Ritual has gone up in price more lately, so not helping the situation there. Birds of Paradise, none of those today. This is the first page. So this Birds of Paradise up here, you can barely see it. This is the Imagine Critters one. I think I'm just going to end up getting a second one. That way I can have it in both spots. Technically, I have it. I can. It's not expensive enough that I'm not willing to have the 2 of them, basically. Anyhow, Avacyn, Angel of Hope. This is the last card in this collection of the Innistrad Remastered Borderless Showcase poster treatments. It's all finished up. And yeah, I think that's the only thing we got. We haven't made any progress on those things, and I think you guys saw all of these. Before we go, I did want to mention, I don't know if you guys are planning on picking up Final Fantasy or not. The prices have just been absolutely crazy. So I typically I order through MVP Sports a lot of times for a lot of our pre-releases and stuff, and they waited till the last second on their pre-releases this time, which is scary. And I'm sure you guys have seen the demand for these. And frankly, we just got the opportunity to put in our orders, and yeah, we're not going to be getting collector boosters. They're just, I was hoping we might get a good deal, and they have a better deal than what's on the market, but the market price is just, I can't imagine any situation where it's going to cover the cost of those collector booster boxes. So I don't blame anybody for not wanting to spend that money, because I don't want to spend that money. We ended up picking up, I think, 3 play booster boxes. Yeah, 3 play booster boxes. 1 for me and 2 for my wife. I will say, in addition to her working on her cat collection, she is intending on doing a full front to back collection of the Final Fantasy base set. Not the showcase treatments or special treatments or anything like that. Not the commander decks. Just the base sets. Which should be pretty fun too. It's 320 cards or something like that. So we'll see how far we make towards that progress when we open our 3 boxes. So that'll probably be, I don't know if that'll be that won't be the next video. I think the next video is probably just going to be another mail day, to be honest, with the, leading up into the Final Fantasy launch and stuff like that. That's kind of put a hamper on our ordering of other boxes. So I do have the mystery booster box on order, but I don't know if that's going to come in before or after the Final Fantasy stuff. So, and as always, this is Binder Minder. Thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe to put us in your binder, and to ring the bell to be notified of our latest videos. We'll see you on the next one. Have a great day. Bye.